Today we are going to be making Jonah. Jonah is the main protagonist of Evil Lurks in the Dark. He lives alone in the town of Antram, off in a cabin by the local woods. Throughout the series, there will be several videos featuring a new model of Jonah. These will be when his knowledge and experience in the unknown continues to grow. But for now, we're going to be making Jonah when he first started noticing the signs of the impending doom. Jonah was the town's small game hunter. It wasn't that was his job. It wasn't that the town needed him to hunt. In fact, very few people bought pelts or meat from him. Rather, Jonah was just the only one to participate in the sport. There were no laws against hunting here, so no one thought anything of it. Living down in the woods near the town, Jonah was always off by himself. He would visit, get his groceries, or eat at the diner, but then he would wander back to his cabin. The town had gotten used to distant gunshots. They knew what Jonah's van, all filled with furs, looked like, and they knew how he left on Monday to sell the furs at the bigger towns over. He was a friendly and introverted soul. Right here I'm adding some candles that are going to be hanging off of Jonah's belt. And the reason for this, as we'll explain in a future video, is that candles actually are a very useful tool here in Evil Lurks in the Dark. They can ward off enemies, they can lure some, hypnotize, or even straight up kill some of the evils that can be found in the dark. Nonetheless, the town did find him strange. You see, Jonah had a fascination with the occult. While he never really shared the strange and absurd stories, both truth and rumors spread throughout the sleepy town. In truth, Jonah's fascination was purely for entertainment. He liked the stories, creativity, and absurdity of it all. He would collect books and artifacts of the strange and mystifying. Some were believed to be real, others clearly gift shop trinkets. And the second thing I've added is a notebook. It serves Jonah for two purposes. The first is, well, a notebook to contain his notes, and the second is going to be for a secret that you'll have to see in the animation. Rumors, however, played Jonah as, to put it simply, a little loopy. He was often seen talking to cats. Not in the way someone might absent-mindedly talk to an animal, much like Farmer Josh did with his cows, but one where he was expecting and asking for a return statement. Jonah would ask every cat he found, stray or otherwise, if they could talk. He would tell them about the various powers cats had, or the way the ancient cultures would worship them. Some of the local kids even saw him drawing out a ritual in the woods with a cat, shapes and symbols in the dirt with the cat as the focal point. It even started to rain then. But the mind of a child is easily led to imagine. In truth, Jonah was just trying something he learned about trapping a cat in a drawn circle. The results were inconclusive. But this was not a town of witch hunters, so Jonah's antics were just that, antics of a man living alone in the woods too long. Indeed, it was all harmless fun, and the reasonable of the town knew it so. Unfortunately, Jonah would soon wish he started taking it all very seriously. So this video was a lot easier than the last one, and I think it's just because I went with a simpler design for it. I was going to originally have the short be just the fireball animation, but it was too short, and so I wanted to add more to it. I was going to add even more after the scene. He was going to have a generator and setting up lights and stuff, and there's going to be like a sunset thing for the darkness looming over. But I think that would be a better thing to do for like when I make a cabin. When I make an episode of Where Jonah Lives, I think that would be a better fit for it. So I didn't do it in this one. And I know that it wasn't exactly the clearest thing, but Jonah was writing symbols into his notebook that would then allow him to perform the fireball spell. The magic that Jonah uses is based off of runes and symbols and stuff, and by drawing it on the paper and then crushing the paper, he's able to activate the spell, which then in this case allowed him to throw a fireball. Later, he'll be able to learn things like electricity. He'll have I wanted to add a cool scene of him using the electricity blast, but I didn't. I think it's a bit too complicated for me to do right now. So, but that's one of the things he would be able to learn is that he'll be able to draw this symbol and crush it between his hands, and it would summon lightning. And eventually, he'll get a magic notebook that would allow him to rip pages endlessly out of it, kind of like a duplicating thing. He can rip the page out, and the page would grow back. And that would allow him to just have infinite uses rather than just having to tear them one by one out of his notebook. But we'll get more into that in a future video. As I said at the beginning, there's going to be multiple videos of Jonah having his model updated as he gets more and more experience and skills with what's going on. And so I hope you enjoyed that video. I'm debating about whether or not continuing the series for now or moving on to one of the other ideas I had thought about getting practice was making memes and funny stuff like all the other animation channels do. And, it's still a toss-up. I think I can continue doing that, but I might have more time between these videos because I'll be doing the other videos. I'm still trying to do a video a week, but I'm just trying to think about what to fill in between these videos. So, we'll see what happens. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next time.